In this video, we will discuss design checking pressure networks. If you'd like to follow on with this video, please open the file designcheckingpressurenetworks.dwg located in the training folder as discussed in the Working with this dataset video. Design checking lets you quickly identify pressure network parts that may not adhere to the design standards defined by the project or errors in the placement of your pressure networks. These constraints will be defined in your parts list. To begin any kind of design checking, let's zoom into this waterline network. To check individual parts, you could select them individually and then run the design check through the contextual tab. Or if you want to check the entire pressure network, simply navigate to the pressure network, then right-click on it in the Prospector tab and choose the Select option. This will select the entire network object, and then you can check the entire network. Notice the two options available. We have design checking and depth checking. Let's first do a design check. Notice the options available to toggle on or off. These parameters are defined in the parts list. We'll go ahead and leave them all toggled on and click OK. You'll notice it tells you design check complete, 5 violations found and marked in the drawing. If I press escape here, you'll notice that it tells you exactly what's going on at the different locations. If I hover over this warning, you'll notice it tells you that I have an open connection. In this case, we don't really care because, of course, this is tying into some existing pressure network object. As you peruse the drawing, you'll notice sometimes that as you zoom out, you're not seeing any of the warning symbols. Simply do a regen all, and it'll redraw those warning symbols for you based on the elevation that you're zoomed in or out of. I'll go ahead and zoom into this one, and of course, in this case, we have an open connection, and we can actually replace this one. So I'll go ahead and select that part. I'll go ahead and delete it. Then I'll select one of these pressure pipes, and I'll go ahead and click on the Edit Network dropdown here, Plan Layout Tools, and we need to put a 90-degree elbow in here. So we'll go ahead and select that from the Fitting dropdown, and we'll click Add Fitting, select it, and notice how it's all ready to go. Again, to reattach it, you simply click the grip and then select the actual fitting. And now because the grips aren't there, you can tell that the fitting and the pipe are connected to each other. You can zoom in and, of course, view some of the other different warning symbols that we have throughout the pressure network. And you would check these here, make edits to your pipe network, and then the warning symbols will dynamically go away. If you have warnings and you're okay with the warnings, what you can also do is select any pressure network object and then right-click and select Clear All Pressure Pipe Warnings. That way it just gets rid of them all. Lastly here, we can actually go ahead and select one of our pipe objects. And what we'll do is we'll actually do a depth check. This is a pretty standard check. You just simply select the tool, and then it prompts you for the path that you want to follow along the actual pressure network. Notice how you can select objects in the plan or the profile view. We'll go ahead and select that first one. And then let's just go ahead and say we want to check the depth through this area here. And then we'll press enter. And then notice how you have an option to define a minimum depth of cover. So let's say we want to check a depth of 4 feet and a maximum depth of, let's say, 10. We'll click OK here. And it tells you 3 warnings were placed in the drawing on existing waterline. And what you can see is the warnings, simply hover over them and it'll tell you from this station to that station violations that are occurring. What's also really cool is that if you go ahead and zoom into your profile, you'll also be able to see the warnings in there as well. Again, just do a regen to make sure you can see the warning symbol. Simply hover over the warning symbol. It tells you exactly what you need to do.